All right, here's the other wild card in this whole scenario. And like I said, if they weren't doing a reverse split slash merger, I wouldn't even be talking about this because it would just be dead going forward. This would be you guys ever been around like, let me just see, because there's a lot of normal people on this channel. Oh, a perfect example. You ever seen like a really beat up old used car, like the windows are busted, the tires are flattened out, it's scratched up, dented, the upholstery's ripped apart? That's pretty much what AMC and APE was after they created APE. It was basically a mangled stock into AMC, APE, coins, IOUs, synthetics, whatever. It was all over the place. So it was mangled on the side of the road. Nobody wanted it. When they announced that they were going to do the reverse split slash merger, okay,
oh,
now...
that's bummy defense guy.
I'm just not... I feel sorry for future girls that got to date guys like that.
No.
Anyway, I'll let the crowd go by for a second. Trying to sit down and have a cup of coffee. We got hundreds of these people that drink almond milk passing by. I don't know. I've been away for only, 2 months? Like, for real. Anyway. So, APE and AMC were just a mangled, beat up, used car on the side of the road after that whole APE creation. When they announced the reverse split merger, it's like a tow truck came by, took that car, towed it out of there, took it to a shop, and started the process of restoring it for one last drive. That's how I look at it. But that being said, whatever article you read or whatever person is talking about this stock or the reverse split or whatever, they're not including the fact of, yes, there's APE and AMC that they're going to do the reverse split in the merger. But why isn't anybody talking about the history we've had of the reality that the brokers oversold AMC? Okay? There's a lot of those IOUs, those failed delivers that were just floated out there, and APE is the only solution to cover that. What about those coins that were out there? I know FTX, AMC had FTX coins. I don't know how they were being used, but nonetheless, they were out there. I think there were some unofficial coins. APE is the only thing that could cover that, because there's no AMC. Then, strange kids. Then, if you think about all the, let's just put it this way, synthetics that a lot of us believe were there, which is basically, from the other side of the, the market maker, making shares available, thinking they're going to get it back later, which they did or didn't get back, like those 500 million down in Brazil. I'll talk about that in a second. APE is the only solution for that. You can't cover that with AMC. You could only cover that now with APE. Now, that being said, when the reverse split merger happens and they bring the new shares, with that dilution, they could cover everything else. But for the time being now, nobody's talking about all the phantom AMC that is out there, that the only solution for them, like for real. How long is it gonna be before they wind up getting into a brawl in Brooklyn? Anyway, the brawl in Brooklyn. Anyway, so here's my thing. The reality is, you got all those phantom AMC scenarios that are out there, and only APE can cover them. So how do you take that into the equation of the covering that has to happen before the merger? So, so if you hear me just go south on somebody, understand that I'm trying to be a different person. Anyway, here's my take. If nobody's talking about that's a kid. I have no problem with the kid. It's this other dumb motherfucker over here with a dog. He's about to get corrected. Even his dog is gonna catch it. All right. So what I'm saying is, you got all those IOUs, all those synthetics, the tokens, everything else that they did. The only solution for that right now is APE. So like, are they gonna cover that now, leading up to the reverse split merger, or they're gonna wait to the other side? Because as far as I know, those 500 million Brazilians, they're still out there. So how does that get covered? I know it gets covered with the new shares, but what about everything else? Okay. Anyway, here's my take on it. Whatever you read out there, understand that. Oh, I get it. It's, let me just stop. I can't. I'm like, Mama's looking for dick, and at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm over here talking like, why is she standing in front of me? I'm like, you already got two little, whatever. Anyway, getting back to stock world. Here's the deal. Is there going to be enough shares with APE and the other side to cover everything they did? Because nobody's talking about that. And everybody's just talking about, APE, AMC, the conversion, the price on the other side, the possible run up. But nobody's talking about how they're going to cover up everything they did. Because we do know factually there was 500 million Brazilian synthetic apes down there. So that we could point to. Everything else we can't point to, but we kind of know it's out there. How does that all get covered? That's why I believe that getting towards the reverse split, there's going to be some, I guess, Armageddon moment. So who knows? So, just saying. Anyway, Johnny Love.